today's watch review, we're talking about the Seiko Coutura SSG020. Before we get into the review, let's take a quick wrist check. I am rocking my Casio AMW 330. I'm coming up on year 8 on owning this watch, and I absolutely love it. And I haven't done a review on it yet. What's going on here? I totally intend on making a review here, so make sure to subscribe so that you can stay up to date as soon as I publish this one. Alright, going back to the Seiko, starting off with our first talking point is it's a 360 degree view followed by dimensions. So this is just a beautiful watch in all regards. Everything about this watch I love 100%. So as most of my other reviews, this is going to be very biased. There's the case back. And there we go. And here are the dimensions for you. Not too big, not too small. It wears just right on my 7.5 inch wrist. It might be a little bit big for you guys with thinner wrists, but even then I still think it's great on any wrist size. So for that reason, I'm giving the score for dimensions 5 out of 5. Next talking point is price. MSRP is $650, but retail on the streets you're looking more at $300 to $500 depending on where you're shopping at. On Amazon I was able to get it for $330. I don't know how that happened, but it was a great deal. If you can get it for in the the mid 300s, then that's a great deal. The score I'm going to give for price is 4 out of 5, and that's just because if you can get it for $300, then that's a 5 out of 5 score. For the $500 price range, I think that's a little bit high, so I just decided to give it a 4 out of 5 because depending on where you're buying, you might get a really good deal or maybe not so much. Next talking point is functions and features. Off the bat, this is a solar atomic watch, so gets its power from the sun or ambient light, and then every night it will update to, or it'll sync up to the closest radio tower and update its time. On the main face, you've got this day of the week, a date window, and then a dual time subdial right there. These buttons right here, if you push this button, is it this one? There we go. Yeah. So this top button right here will point to either the Y standing for yes, or where's the N? Or the N right there standing for no. So if it points to yes, like you saw my second hand did right there, it means that yes, it did sync up with the radio tower, today, within the last 24 hours. If it says no, then that just means that, at night when you go to bed, make sure you put it next to a window. The antenna is somewhere on this side of the watch face, so make sure to, if your window's right here, make sure that the watch is like this and not like that. So that way you can sync up with the radio tower. And then also along the bezel, you see each of the time zones. So then you can set it into a world time mode, and basically the second hand will point to whichever time zone you're in, and you can adjust that accordingly. Some complaints I've read online had to do with daylight savings time. A lot of people didn't think that this had a daylight savings time mode. So technically it doesn't. It does not specifically have a daylight savings time mode. If you read the manual, it says that in order to adjust for daylight savings time, you just have to +1 or -1 your time zone. So, if you're in New York City and then daylight savings happens, then just adjust it to the next time zone up or down, and then that's how you adjust for it. So for those people that were frustrated thinking that there is no daylight savings time mode, yes, there isn't specifically one, but that's how Seiko designed it. They designed it for you to just adjust the time zone you're in to, to compensate for daylight savings time. So for functions and features, they all operate just flawlessly. It works really good and smoothly. However, the user interface is horrible. Without the user manual, you're gonna have a very difficult time figuring out and navigating your way through this watch. If you're very fluent with Seikos, then maybe not, but for the average Joe like myself, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is kind of complicated. and you do need the manual. So for that reason, I'm going to take away 1 point and give functions and features a score of 4 out of 5. Next talking point is illumination. Let's go ahead and see the footage in the dark room. As you can see, Seiko Lume is fantastic. The Lumibrite chemical compound or whatever has always never disappointed me. However, as you saw, the Lume is only on the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock indices, and that kind of just bugs me. I don't see why they didn't have it on all of the indices. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Next talking point is visibility. How easy is this watch to read, throughout the day? So, yeah, it is kind of a busy face, but I think it's put very well together. The indices are clearly labeled, and then the subdial with the gold hands, and along with the day of the week display. I think it's all very, it's put together very elegantly and classy. So for visibility, I give it a 5 out of 5. Next talking point is button and crown quality. So let's take a look at the button and crown. So for the crown, I absolutely love this. You've got this blue cabochon gemstone, and I don't know specifically which gemstone it is. I tried looking online. I couldn't find anything. So I don't know if it's like sapphire or if it's just some cheapo gemstone. But either way, it still looks fantastic. It's, polished, and it's like a little attention to detail that really, it just puts a smile on my face. And then the buttons, we've got the gold coloration right there, and it ties in with everything else on the watch. Very well put together. They're solid and easy to depress. So 5 out of 5 for button and crown quality. Next talking point is band quality and comfort. Let's go ahead and show you what it looks like on the wrist. The band is great, very easy to adjust. It utilizes just the simple split pin system. So easy to do by yourself as long as you got the right tools. So there you go, that's what it looks like on my wrist. And I really do like these links. The quality is fantastic. Again, with the gold accents, it's not so in your face to where, it's kind of like tacky. It's just enough to where it looks real clean and professional and very comfortable. So for band quality and comfort, I give it a 5 out of 5. Alright, next talking point is XFactor. Basically charisma, overall attractiveness, the things that you can't really see, make quantifiable assessments on. So for XFactor, I give it a 5 out of 5 because damn, this is a good looking watch. And you might disagree with me, but for me personally, everything about this watch makes me smile. Just from the gold accents to the blue watch face. Man, it's so handsome and attractive. I will challenge you to go or to wear this watch and go into any room and not have at least one person check out your watch. And like the brushed steel too, it ties everything together. And again, with that cabochon gemstone right there on the crown, if I can bend my wrist enough, no, I can't. Here, yeah, right there. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Everything about this watch is beautiful. So for me personally, the XFactor will always get a 5 out of 5. Alright, so next talking point and last talking point is my overall thoughts and should you buy this watch. I don't really think I need to go into it again because I basically just gushed over it and on XFactor, but my overall thoughts is that this is one of the most beautiful watches I've ever bought in the last 3 years at least. Yeah, there's other watches that I own that I probably like better, but as far as overall attractiveness and I guess you want to call it sex appeal, to me this is just an extremely sexy watch. So taking all the scores that I put out before and averaging them out, we get a overall score of 4.56 out of 5, and that's just a fantastic score. There's going to be things about each watch that aren't perfect. So for me, in this case, it was the user interface. But other than that, it's such a good looking watch, and it does what it needs to do. So should you buy it? definitely. If you've got the money and you've been eyeing this, but you haven't really been able to, really commit to it, I say to hell with it. Hit the buy button, go ahead and get it ordered and sent to your house, because you will not regret buying this watch. Everything about this watch, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way, because I don't really see that many reviews on this watch, but I could not, or what's the word? I couldn't stop thinking about this watch. And as soon as it came to my doorstep, I knew exactly why I couldn't stop thinking about it, because it is as beautiful as you think it is in the pictures. So anyways, that's all I got to say about the Coutura. I hope that this video will help you with your next watch purchase. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please tune in for my next episode. All right, bye.